In this video, I'm just going to go through how to set up in preparation for Pro Tools, this in terms of creating channels and making sure things are set up accordingly. Now, the first thing that you want to do is go up to the top here and make sure that the MIDI controls is set up, because that's obviously where you'll click and you can turn your metronome on and off. You've got the count off here, which gives you a metronome count in before you start recording, which is changeable. At the moment, if I turn this on, it gives me a 2-bar count in before Pro Tools will begin to record. The other thing you need to make sure that is also on is the expanded transport, because you've got options here for pre and post roll, which are really useful later on for drop-in. The other thing that you need to make sure that is set up as well is working in beats and bars, and that can be clicked by the drop-down menu here. And to view the grid, you just click on grid and that will show you the grids, and you can change the value of those grid lines here, with the other them as eighths, quarters or sixteenths. It's entirely up to you. The next thing to set up is the channel. So Command Shift N will give you your new channel. And if you remember, it's up and down for how many you want to create. So I'm going to create 3 new channels. And then Command left or right will switch between mono and stereo. And then up and down will switch between the audio track and the other track. So I'm just going to create 3 audio tracks and hit create. At this point, it's really important to remember that you name them. So I'm just going to call this one Guitar 1. If I hold Command and press the right arrow button, it takes me to Audio 2, so I can name that Guitar 2. Command arrow to the right and Guitar 3. So it's a quick way of naming those. Going into the mixer, which is the Command equals. Just going to open that so you can see. I've got my 3 channels. I need to select the appropriate input. So I'm going to select the guitar tracks, and I'm going to change them all at the same time to have the same input from my Kemper. So that's holding the Option or the Alt button and Shift, and holding those 2 while I do this. Select the interface, and I'm going to select this because I know this is going to be the Kemper, and that changes them all. If you just hold the Alt or the Option key, it will change those and make them consecutive, and you'll get yourself into a whole load of grief. The next part is then obviously the output. At the moment, I've got it set to main out. Later on, we'll go back into the submix thing and master outputs. You've got your input monitoring, so I can actually practice, record, and just monitor. And you'll hear that at the moment, because I've got slap due to the fact I've got input monitoring from Pro Tools and from the Apollo. So I'm going to turn that down. There's the sound. And then if I press that, that now puts it in record arm. So now the channel is live and ready to record. And you can see I've got that set up. I've got a good volume. I've got it set to K20 so that it's kind of hitting at about 0 dB VU or minus 20, 20 dBFS. So that's around about the right thing for the converters, that I've got enough level without clipping or anything like that. In the next video, I'll go through about the different recording modes.